Right. So, how do you feel about college for people that say college isn't for everybody, quote unquote?
Well, shit. I've never been to college, so I don't really know. I'd like to go one of these days eventually, but I don't know too much about that whole place. But I feel like we all have the same 24 hours. If you're dedicated to learning, then you should be able to learn something. It don't matter what, if as long as it's something productive that's gonna help you prolong and be here, for the stretch. Definitely learn about it. Like, I've never been to college. Again, I lie. I went to college for 8 days. I went to Sullivan University. I went there for 8 days, and they left me with a $2,000 tab to pay when I finally walked away from my 8-day piece of education. And the reason why they actually dropped me from my courses was because they had said something about my IRS documents didn't come up right.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the reason why they had dropped me from my courses, and that's the reason I did not finish college. No, I didn't get into nothing. I didn't get into some mess. I didn't get caught up doing nothing. My paperwork didn't come in time. So always make sure you have your paperwork right, because it can mess you up in the long run if you're trying to go that route anyway. But I mean, in my perfect mind, life is the best teacher. Because if you're in school trying to learn how to make $1 million from a person that's still in school, I don't think you're gonna learn how to make $1 million unless he already got the $1 million and he's just doing this because he loves to teach. Mm-hmm. Then it's different. That's a real teacher there, and he's actually gonna teach you guys how to do it. That's a real teacher. But a person that's just gonna give you a bunch of information that you could have literally read in your free time, that's not a real teacher. He's just reciting things that he's looked at in the book. And then, if a man's selling fish and he don't eat fish, you should ask a question about that. If a man's wearing gold, if a man's selling gold and he's not wearing any gold, you should think twice about that. So that's how I feel about college. It's cool if you know what you want to do with it, because then you're gonna go far. But if you're just going to go, I wish if your parents have the money to send you, hey, have a good time. Because I know what I would do if I was rich and could go to college for 20 years. Hey, it'd be a good time.
So, I feel like right now the world is moving towards trades more so than college. Like, just from our community, they're all specialized. Like, you got people that specialize in music, engineering, producing, different things of that nature. People are starting to start their own businesses, and it seems like it's growing really rapidly. How do you feel about trades in America, or at least in your community right now? Like, what are the benefits, or what do you see, or what would you tell somebody about trades?
It's not a bad option. I mean, you gotta look at it in a realistic light. Like, let's say we have a carpenter's apprentice, and we just have somebody who graduated from college with a degree in carpentry. Who are you gonna trust? The guy that's actually been in the field with the trainer the whole time, that's been getting his education hands on, or are you gonna leave it to the guy that has a piece of paper that says he knows what he's doing? I think it's pretty. But again, no disrespect. I don't understand the whole process of how that goes. They might have to sit with an apprentice in school too, where if you get a degree and you getting that's cool. But if you got straight Job Corps experience, that's all you got. It's gonna work for you.
For people that have not moved anywhere in their life, let's just say they're 20 years old, they haven't gotten their first job, they're still living at home with mom, they're still living at home with whoever, and they haven't actually decided a route. Would you tell them to start working towards college or start working towards trades?
I wouldn't tell them anything. Simple fact of, you can ask any human being at any point in their life, where do they want to be?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in your 20s and you still having a hard time figuring it out, if you're still having a hard time figuring it out, that's because if we're honest with each other, you're exactly where you want to be. You're comfortable where you at.
Right.
And I think that's the problem. People get comfortable early, but there's a whole movie to be played here. There's a whole show that has to run on.
Right.